Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Going live here. Locked out of my son's hockey game again. Can't go in and see him. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the... I guess we're on YouTube today because it's hard to stream on Odyssey with a phone. So they'll get that worked out soon enough. Turn the heat down here just a bit. Let's see if anyone shows up tonight. See what everybody's up to tonight. What people are... It is Monday night. Hump day. No, it's no hump day. It's just on Monday. Well, they're requiring now that jabs for people going in. I think they're going to require the third booster now. I think by the end of February. There's a notice on the window, and anyone 12 and older must require... Hey, Nitin, what's up, buddy? Must require proof of the serum, right? Because I'm pretty sure, and I'm very sure that if people weren't, hey Miro, how you doing? I'm pretty sure if people had the choice to take it or not, nobody would be taking this crap. So, woo! Monica, how you doing? Yeah, I'm stuck outside. I'm stranded out here, waiting for my son. He just got in for hockey. He's starting. He's going to be on the ice in 5 minutes, but I can't see him play because, unfortunately, I have this massive sickness. Or no. I could give a massive... I'm potentially hazardous to the people who are inoculated against this. I am extremely dangerous. Stay strong from Florida. Woo! That's paperclip. Ontario all locked down, including schools. Yeah, you see, in Ontario, someone farted. Someone ripped one big. Did somebody fart, or did somebody go to a nightclub and cough? Like, what happened in Ontario? Could somebody break it down play by play, minute by minute? Somebody went somewhere, coughed on the bus, and then that's it. They closed all of Ontario down because, Mr. Mobility is working really hard. Oh, I'm not missing out. Spiffy is saying, sorry you're missing out on the moments. I ain't missing out on no moments. I'm playing with my son at home, hanging out. He's out of school until I think the 10th with the new I don't know what it is. Ball cheese variant called ball cheese. Hobo's ball cheese variant. It's HB Hobo's ball cheese HBCV. HBCV. Hobo's ball cheese variant. That's what it is. And I don't know who the hell is... I don't even know how people even acknowledge this anymore. So we got somebody from Russia here. We got Mike. Hey, hi Mike. I just started. I've been live for 3 minutes. Flurona variant? No. I think you got that wrong. Hobo's ball cheese variant. Yeah. Looks like my son's in there. Yeah, it's actually like warmed up. It's +1 centigrade, so it's not like in the -40s anymore where I am here. Flurona and Fluvid? Is that... I don't even know. We'll call it Florentina. It's Florentina. It originated from Florentina, Italy. Yeah, that sounds more believable, actually, if you call it that. Yeah, they're already signaling smallpox and all kinds of... The smallpox might be real, right? And those immune systems that are I don't know how to explain this, compromised, are going to have a really tough time fighting off anything major. That's what I'm afraid of. It's the people that are compromised are going to have a really tough time fighting something big. I read the Gulag Archipelago over the holidays. Oh, I'm at my son's hockey game. I can't go in and see him play. So, because I am a threat to the people. Because, there's a lot of people going in there. I don't know how many of them are actually poked, to be honest, but I think everybody is. I think there's nobody really checking, but they have a big sign at the door now with a big cross, like a big buster, saying if you don't, everyone under 12 must be inoculated and show proof. And then it also says that they have till February the end to take their booster. So I love boosters. Magic the Gathering boosters. I am compromised. Not doing this. How many other parents sitting in their cars like Mike? I'm the only one. I'm the only person here. I'm the only person. I'm the only person in the parking lot alone. Sometimes the weather's nice. I'm the only guy outside waiting for my son. Nobody else. Mix the letters of Omicron and you get moronic variant. The joke's on us. Oh, hey, just got home from a long shift. Nice. We got Nijin Toronto. He needs to call into Mike in the Night. He's always commenting. He's always got my back. It'll be nice to have some new fresh callers on Mike in the Night, and then we can have we all have 24 hours in a day. Need to call in too. Everybody needs to call in. Freedom Prospector. We need you guys on Mike in the Night. We need points of views. We need angles. We're on Odyssey. We can say whatever the hell we want, as long as we're not threatening anybody, right? As long as we're not threatening anybody, it's all good. You know, we're not promoting violence. We're not threatening anybody. Hey, man, I got kids in the game. I got my kids, right? And I probably got 20 years left to live. So I'm always working when you do your show, but I love listening. Nice. Ronnie55 says, hey, Mike, here in the Caribbean, in Dominica, 5 Eastern Caribbean countries that used to have the same currency now have digital currency called D-Cash. D-Chash. Brought to you by Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Interesting. Yeah, is Dominica by Martinique? I think I've been to that island. I think it's Dominica, Martinique. I think then it's St. Lucia, St. Kitts. No, St. Martin, St. Lucia, St. Kitts. And then way at the bottom is Trinidad and Tobago. Right at the bottom. And then it's Venice. And then it's Margarita Island. And then it's the Venezuela, like Margarita Island in Venezuela. Yeah. Dominican Republic is another half of. Yeah, that's another country. There's Dominican Republic. The capital is Santo Domingo. I've been there too. Why you locked out in your title, Mike? Why you locked out? Oh, I'm locked out of my son's game. I can't go in and see him play hockey because I have this dangerous. I don't even know what I have that I'm going to make other people sick or die. Yes, Dominican and Haiti share an island. I was in Santo Domingo, and I drove to Haiti. Just for no reason. I went all over to Santo Domingo, Mama Juana, Puerto Plata. Where else did I go? I went to all kinds of places. Puerto Escondido. I went everywhere in Dominican. Then I drove into Haiti and I did a U-turn and came right back. The guy at the border Dominican was a really nice guy. He goes, hey, amigo, ¿dónde vas? I go, yo quiero pasar por Haiti. I want to see Haiti. He's like, you don't want to go to Haiti, buddy. You don't want to go to Haiti. I'm like, let me go back. If it looks dangerous, I'll make a U-turn and come back. He's like, okay. So he didn't even check my passport. I drove in, and then I passed the Haitian side. The guy looked at me and just waved me in. And then I made a U-turn on the first, like there's a little section where you could turn, and I just turned back. Saw like young people carrying guns and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting out of here right now. Like literally young, like 12-year-olds carrying handguns and stuff. Your son forced to get the, no, he's not. He's not gonna, we're gonna pull him out of everything if we have to. I already ordered all the school books. I ordered his grade 1. Oh, he's in grade 2 now, but his grade 1, grade 2, all the way up to my daughter's stuff, all the curriculum for her and all the books. And then I ordered Portuguese level 1 for all my kids at the same time. We're just gonna do Portuguese from the start. We speak it already, but we're gonna get better at it, right? Homeschooling is the best. And yeah, and critical thinkers. You know what I do with my kids have been getting like sharp. You know what they've been sharpening with? Like sharpening their minds. We've been watching so many movies. We've been watching so many movies. Plots, excitement, adventure, drowning, shipping, exporting, ripping people, in movies where you got, antagonists and you got all kinds of crap happening. My kids we're watching movies. We're watching and no one's wearing a mask. No one's social distance. Nobody's following the shit in the movies, and it's great. 80s movies, 90s, like Risky Business, all kinds of movies my kids we're watching, Oh, Shane says he speaks Romanian. Good. I think the Romanian language is one of the closest to Latin, I think. Portuguese is too far from Rome, from that area. So Portugal is very far from the Roman, and then Spanish is too far still. Those countries are too far from Mike, who ties your son's skates if you're not allowed in? He wears skate guards. He wears skate guards on his feet, and I walk him there to the door, so he doesn't have to. He's ready to go on the ice. Oh no, we're teaching. No. I'm teaching my kids math. I'm teaching them. Like, I ordered their math book for their year. Like, it's coming in next week. My son's got his grade 2 math. My daughter's got her grade 1. She's in kindergarten, but I got her grade 1 math. Spelling. Grade 1 and 2 spelling. Grade 1 and 2 science. Grade 1 and 2. What is it? I ordered like $200 in books. So they're gonna go through that curriculum and get that all out of the way, right? And then on our downtime before they go to bed, we watch a ton of movies. All kinds of movies. And from the movies they learn, oh, guy starting a car. You don't know how much you learn when you watch a good movie. Oh, guy starts a car. Okay, guy's driving. Okay, guy's going to the post office before he closes. They're figuring things out and connecting the dots. Yeah, movies are all we have anymore. It's like what it shows of what it used to be, or what it shows of how things work. Because my kids are really small. So they don't believe in this BS. This is all bullcrap. So they don't believe in this. So we're watching all kinds of stuff. Terminator, James Bond Marathon. We could probably do that on the weekend. Yeah, apparently now math is racist, guys. You need to be nice with each other, because mathematics now is extremely racist. All right, I'm going to step out here. I'll show you guys the signage in the front there, just so that you guys understand exactly what's going on. So there's Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm liking the warm weather.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's not minus 40. Yeah, it's a lot warmer here today. It's nice out. It's actually really nice. But yeah, I hope this cold snap that we had is gone. I think the pool's open to 9 p.m. So there's people still going into the indoor pool. So who's that? Was that Supreme Canon? Yeah, Supreme Canon in the house. Everybody here. Film noir. Lots of lessons there. American. We watched the violin movie. I watched it with my kids. It's called the Red Violin, where it gets passed down through generations. My kids love that movie. I think it starts in the 14 or 1300s. The violin gets made, then it gets passed down through generations, and you see it up until today, where it ended up in a big auction and it sold for millions of bucks. I think it was called the Red Violin. My kids love that movie. You learn so much from that movie. There's so much good quality movies out there that can teach you this kind of stuff. Now my son wants to learn the violin. I used to play the violin. I played the violin for many years. Violin and trumpet. My wind? Well, it was brass. I learned brass. Trumpet. I never learned a wind instrument, but I did learn a little bit of drums, and I learned quite a bit of violin. Those are my string. My kids will learn that too. My daughter has a full flute. Still a little big for her, so I'm gonna get her a clarinet. My son's gonna learn the trumpet, and he's gonna learn piano because he knows how to play pretty good. So my kids will be okay. My kids, like, education-wise, they'll learn that stuff. Yeah. Check and make sure the car's doors are locked. All right, who we got here? Schools are like prisons. Exactly. In Ontario, we're screwed. Guys, Linda, everybody, guys, you need to call into Mike in the night. We need to hear what's going on in every different part. Oh my God, I didn't know about the Betty booster on the 28th. Yeah, apparently there's a new... No, it's... Okay, guys, the name of the... You guys are getting the name of the variant wrong, okay? You're getting it all wrong, okay? It's called Hobo Ball Cheese variant. It's HBCV. HBCV. Hobo Ball Cheese variant. And it's quiet. The dealership is behind me here in downtown Merritt. Then we got the Subway restaurant over there. And then the pool here. I now live in Tennessee, an amazing free state homestead on top of a mountain, least populated county. I love it here. Good for you. No people and woods. Yep. How far are you from Nashville? I can't call in. I have nothing to complain about. That was my birthday. Thanks, No, for the awesome present. Happy birthday, Linda. 3 hours from Nashville. So that's it, guys. I'm here, chilling out, looking at the drifts of snow. There's nothing I could do. I gotta wait an hour for my son to finish up his practice. Then I go back home. But yeah, there's just so much on the go right now when it comes. I get so many emails. Step of reopening is what I just saw right now on YouTube. Step 2. Where, in Toronto? Ontario's completely closed down. Hi, Mike. I hope to be able to meet you in person this summer. Yeah, you will. I'll be at my store. I paid my rent almost pretty much for the entire year of this year. I did okay, and I had an okay Christmas, believe it or not. So I'm not too worried. I had an okay Christmas. But I don't know who's believing this. I don't understand. Fool me once, twice. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, go to hell. I'm going to hell. Or, I don't know. Could this be the culling of the week? See, Ontario locked down till the end of March. Johnny Boy Silver in the house. Ontario's locked down. Restaurants are doomed. Yeah, it's over. You're gonna see another 30,000-40,000 small businesses shut it down. It's the private sector. Give it another 2 years, you're gonna have, due to this dangerous stuff that's been happening and all this dangerous ball cheese, hobo variants that are going around, guess what? We're gonna have federalized restaurants now. We're gonna have federalized pizza joints, federalized taco places. You want your tacos? You buy it from the federal government. Federal employees. They're going to federalize the entire planet. Watch. Private sector, people being themselves and being free and working their own hours and doing what they want will no longer exist. Yeah, I could fly out of Canada. I have a few friends that have planes. So, like, I mean, I'm not worried. I just pay for the fuel. Like, for me to fly from here, let's say to Miami, depending on the plane, it's probably going to cost me like $3,500 to $4,500 in fuel, right? So that's just fuel, and then there's labor, or maybe a little bit more, maybe 5,000 in fuel to fly to Florida. If it's a jet, if it's a private jet, it's like 11,000 in fuel, 12,000 in fuel, and on a jet, like a private, like that's just fuel. That's not paying for the accommodation of the pilot, and I think you need to take a stewardess with you. I think you need one stewardess that knows the plane to give you stuff. Don't worry, World War III is on the horizon. I'll put a stop to a lot of the madness. I really hope God hears you. There needs to be some intervention, but it can't be. The problem is with World War III. This is the problem with World War III. It can't be the communists against the socialists. That's the problem. It's got to be the freedom, like the grassroots freedom, the people of the land, the people. The people that want to conserve the way of life we used to live back in 1986, 87. We want conservation of the 80s. We don't give a rat's ass of the 90s and 2000s, and we didn't progress nothing. Anything that progressed in the last since 1989 to now is phones. Phones progressed, digital media, you know. I hope the jab mandate ends. I want to travel internationally again to the Philippines. Yeah, I want to go see the home I built in the Philippines. You know, I want to bring my solar panels over. I want to start, you know, rocking and rolling. I was talking to the wife today when the kids in their, when my youngest daughter is in her mid-teens. We're just going to start going there 3, 4. I want to spend Christmas with the family. And then I want the kids to get used to, oh, mom and dad are going to go away for 3 months. So January, February, March, we're gone. Or I take the kids if they're not out of school. Come back mid-April and it's spring. I need to go back to Romania before Russia takes it over after Ukraine. Salt and grain reserves, natural resources. That's why Rome took it. That's right. TNT in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, and yeah, but you see, the problem that we're having here is World War III may be a good thing, but the problem is, if it's the fascists against the communists, who cares? Who cares? Dustin says something here. We need to repent, turn from our sins, and turn to God and follow Him. The chaos we are experiencing is because of the godlessness of our homes and land. Exactly. Once a country, the people start turning away and becoming less and less spiritual. I know this is going to sound really bizarre, but we have tools inside of us. Tools in our conscious, subconscious, pineal gland, whatever you want to call it. We do have tools that humans haven't used in the last 700, 800, maybe 1,000 years. And that's effed up. We haven't, because we've gotten comfortable. So we've lost. You see how we're losing things right now? We've been losing things for the last 1,000 years. We've been losing things slowly over time. Oh, you need a permit to get that. Oh, you need a permit to build that. Permits came out in 1845. I'm giving an example. Then we lost the ability to go and build on our homestead without a permit. And then in 1870 hit. Oh, we're not allowed to well water without this. And then we're losing for the last 1,000 years. Yeah. It's funny how every country is calling the virus a tsunami. They're all reading from the same script. It's insane. Yeah, it is. It's called the slow kill. Yeah. Yeah, our schools have kicked God out of it, and the Pledge Allegiance and Hail Mary and all that stuff. Well, I went to a Catholic school, right? Yeah. What if it's really the year 122 and the Catholic Church added years to make themselves more powerful? No, it's not the year 122. Because there was a lot happening in the 1500s. There was a lot happening in the 1400s and 1300s. Lots. Huge wars in the 1600s. A Filipino house is complete. Now we got to go in and choose the backsplash for the kitchen and the backsplash and the tiling and stuff. And the tiling for the floors. Because we're going to put ceramic flooring. Because it's cement flooring right now. And that's that. And I got to put my solar panels. Run the wires into the house. We have a metal roof. So I'm very happy with it. I saw the photos. Really nice. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. If they dropped everything, I would wait 2 weeks to see what planes fall out of the ground, to see who is fully inoculated or what pilots are, see what pilots are, what's going on, right? So I don't want to jump on a plane and be all excited and then all of a sudden, check out Awake Canada. They have notices of liability you can give your superiors. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, so that's the deal, folks. A lot of people need to understand. I think what it is like the church ushered in and brought in a lot of rules and things like purgatory. Purgatory was brought in the year 1050 or something. I think the church introduced purgatory. So like certain things, right? And a lot of it isn't. A lot of it's just made up. And that's why I go to church, sing, have a good time, meet some people. But Mike, what is the story with? I don't know anybody named Peter in Sydney. Having a hard time finding a good church that follows God's praise. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's about Jesus. To me, it's about Jesus, right? It's all about him. And I said this on our Christmas special on Mike in the Night. What really astonishes me about Jesus, okay, Immaculate Conception, the whole 9 years. No. The one thing that astonishes me the most is his knowledge of the afterlife. Now, everybody's spending hundreds of hours, thousands of hours watching near-death experience videos. Well, I got a little secret for you guys, and it's something I've been doing as a hobby, something I've been doing on the side for about 20, how old am I? About 21, 22 years. I've been studying near-death experiences and understanding, trying to figure out why mainstream science is against actual archaeology before the time they think the Earth, they can't even explain the pyramids today. They can't even explain anything. Right? Mainstream science is tied in with the narrative they're trying to push. Mainstream archaeology is tied in with the narrative they're trying to push today with science and everything else and all the other bullshit. Jesus said that man and woman should marry, having a hard time with churches that recognize the unions. Do you have an old silver coins that were in circulation? I have lots of silver coins from Portugal. Yeah, just Jesus resurrected. Okay, guys, but hear me out. What I liked about the most thing that fascinated the most about me about Jesus was the fact of his knowledge of the afterlife. Now, 2022, the number one viewed topic on YouTube is NDEs. People watching because people want hope. And I've been studying NDEs for years. Interviewed probably close to 103 people, 104. And there's definitely, and science won't acknowledge it. And my favorite NDEs are the atheist doctor, Jesus never existed doctor, God is not real doctor. Those NDE people, those people. And when those guys convert and believe in a God, those are my favorite guys. I don't even care if a Catholic guy dies. He's got no. I go after atheist man, grumpy atheist man with a doctorate and a PhD and all that stuff, converts his life and sees God. You know, those are the ones that you need to take serious. Nig in Toronto, I mostly stack new silver, but I would always like to buy old silver coins as well. Silver, like gold, is noble metal. Yeah, it's been currency for the last, I don't know. Recorded history. How far back do you think recorded history goes, guys? I've been semi-researching something and kind of playing around in my mind. If you look at Plato, who existed roughly 500 years before Christ, maybe 485 years before Christ. And then if you look at Plato, and then before Plato, he was writing of a lost city of Atlantis, which they found, by the way. They found Atlantis. I don't know if you guys know this. It's in Northwest Africa. It's in Mauritania. I don't know if you guys know this. You could look it up on YouTube when you're done here. Go up, Atlantis found in Mauritania. It's there. All the circles that Plato discussed in his books, they're all there. All the measurements make sense. The water, the fresh water that used to come in, it's all there. The measurements are there. Everything is there to a T. To a T. All the measurements that Plato explained in. So the Mauritania is where Atlantis is. They've actually found all of it. They found all the distances between the canals. They found the distances between the circumference. They found the distances between the heights of the different levels. Right Insight is an amazing channel. Question things. So now you want to find out recorded history. So Plato was discussing of a great city roughly 500 years ago that he learned about in Egypt. Okay, because Egypt was around 500 years, around the time of Moses, 500 BC. So we're looking at about 3,000 years of recorded history. Series of movies. England is overpopulated, but at least has some freedom-minded people and rich history. Harder to find work, though. Yeah, that's a big problem in England. Series of movies to watch would highly recommend. The Finger of God. Father of the Lights, Furious Love, Holy Ghost, and Hold Ghost Reborn. Plato went from under the Sphinx with an old Egyptian priest who told him humankind has been through resets via cataclysm many times over tens of thousands of years ago. Exactly. So, Johnny Boy Silver, I think you're right about 6,000 years. I believe our Bibles tell us we've been here for about it's about 8,400 years. If you want to take into effect, like if you really want to take into effect, like really figure this out, you're going to have to go from Plato's work. Because Plato's work is about 2,500 BC. That's roughly, the time of Moses could have been 400 BC. But Plato's work was around 500 BC, roughly. And he was being told in Egypt about the lost civilization, how a civilization was this outstanding civilization from the Atlanteans. And I believe, and then if you go to if you type in Atlantis found Mauritania, there's about 3 videos, and there's one guy on the ground actually showing it. You're not allowed to go in there, in that area. You're not allowed to film. You need permission from the government the governments there in Mauritania to actually visit it. You can't even drone it and photograph it from the sky. So there is footage that did get released, and I recommend the NDE channel, Afterlife Experience. Yeah, I think I'm on that one too. I watched some of the stuff on there too. Same buildings all around the world. That's correct. You got pyramids in Egypt, right? You got the same pyramids if you follow that line going through Mexico with the Mayans and the Incas. You got the pyramids with the Anunnakis built. You have a pile of pyramids in China. You have so many pyramids in China that they have to Go to Google if you're on a computer right now. Type it in an open window. China pyramids covered up by government. You'll see like a perfect pyramid, like bigger than the ones in Giza. Bigger. Completely covered with dirt and trees. You could tell, yeah, good job trying to hide that pyramid. I mean, that looks so retarded. Go look at it. Antarctica's very interesting. Again, we could have, again, guys, we could have been, I don't see us being around millions of years. No. No, maybe 8,500, 9,000 years. Yeah, huge pyramids in Bosnia. There's pyramids on the floor of the Azores. If you look at the Azore Islands where I'm from, I think it's beside San Miguel and Santa Maria. There's a huge pyramid on the ground there. They found it with sonar. Like, what the hell is this thing doing here? What about that city off the coast of China? That big underwater city off the coast of Japan, about 85 miles off the coast of Japan. They found this huge city underwater with doorways but mainstream archaeology doesn't want to acknowledge it. Mainstream archaeology doesn't want to acknowledge anything, guys. Robert Sphere, one of the good Robert Sphere videos. A lot of topics. We had flying machines. Those are Vimanas. That was in India. Look at the global tepe and yeah, surrounding 20,000 years of erosion. Sigurdsson documented the travel of the Reichardt structure, underwater pyramid in Crimea. Oh, pyramids, I think, were a source of fuel or a source of telecommunications. I think pyramids could have been used at one point for kind of like satellite, a form of a satellite communication between the pyramids. Yeah, don't even trust. If you guys there has to be some sideline archaeology, some sort of sideline archaeology that doesn't put up with the BS that we're told to follow today, because it's all bullshit. Everything's bullshit. So I think like I was looking into the history in the 1550s. The reason why the Muslims never conquered India because the Portuguese fought them off in Diu and Goa. I didn't know that. I was looking into deep Portuguese history, and I found a well-made documentary that actually went off the chronological reports from the Portuguese navigators and sailors. They brought massive armies to India, the Portuguese, to protect their ports and their spice trade. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of history out there that a lot of people don't. It's just, if you fill in the blanks, it makes sense after, is what I'm saying. Oh, why do we need to know about the Portuguese conquering India in the 1500s, Mike? We're not conquering, but creating ports of trade. Well, because once you start ticking off the boxes and filling in all the stuff, can you show us the mRNA vaccine signage? No, it's saying here, there's many posters here. There's like 20 posters on the window. It's right here. There's all kinds of stuff. Look. There's this. Then there's this. Okay. Then there's this. Then there's this. Then there's this. Then there's this. So you guys could see, like, it's everywhere. It's all kinds of stuff too. It's not even the same stuff repeated. It's just this. So it's like everywhere. Why France is trying to help the indigenous culture in America, I ask. Who knows, man? The French were always late to the party. When the Portuguese were colonizing the world, the French were, Napoleon was, well, that's even way before Napoleon. The Portuguese were already way hundreds of years before Napoleon. Portuguese already had factories in Brazil. Already conquered Angola and good major parts of Africa. They were already in China and Macau, the Portuguese, when Napoleon was at war with the United States. Now, Napoleon was at war with the rest of Europe, sorry. Yes. The United States, I think the United States bought was that the Louisiana Purchase? Yeah, it was the Americans bought the Louisiana from the French, and paid Napoleon. I think it was $35 million for the Louisiana Purchase. I think it was that. The Americans were involved in that too, and that helped fund the war for Napoleon. So everybody connects the dots. Everything connects. But man, I just hate being here alone. Not a single car running. I'm the only person. But what would really piss me off more is if there's people in there that are not vaccinated, but because, I don't know, because they know somebody, or because it might be racist to ask them, or some, I don't know, some bizarre reason. I'd be very upset if there's unvaccinated people in there. And they're not, you know what I'm saying? And they're not following the rules, and I'm following the rules. I'd be very upset. The great reveal will be on February 22nd. I work in the courier industry. Pilots refused to fly a plane today into Calgary from our American hub. And then Lead Shoes Cobbler says, "You're not alone, Mike." Thank you. I'm a proud unvaxxed pureblood. Me too. My wife can't stop. She can't stop memeing or joking. About this whole thing. Oh, look at this. Look what they're saying. My wife's just laughing. Doctors in Minnesota. My wife's laughing her ass. She could. My wife's, you know, again, she's very grassroots. Was raised under the machismo, male chauvinism. Her father was a police sergeant, and she was raised very strict and very, you know, like father would say, respect your husband, you know, do what your husband tells you, and blah blah blah. And guys, let me tell you, I'm just gonna say, like, this is just straight up. I think I've gotten into 2 arguments with my wife in like 10 years. I'm not joking. And we argue over a color or something, or something stupid, and that's it. My life's been bliss. We're gonna move. If I say tomorrow we're gonna do this and we're moving here, I won't get into any arguments. It's just whatever. I run, not that I run the family like a tyrant or anything, but Australian is protesting aging government life about the jab and other issues. I think there are more unvaxxed than vaxxed. You know what? I don't know about. It depends what region, right? I think it's what region. Okay, we have to look at it like this. If you want to know who's got more or not that have taken the serum, you have to look at specific geographical locations to see if power, or taking control, or taking power, or taking government control of certain areas makes sense. So if you go to a certain area and they're very heavily inoculated, could there be a specific, like New Zealand? Look at New Zealand. New Zealand is perfect. Look at New Zealand. Population 5 million. But it's the worst there. I probably couldn't even be outside here like talking to you guys in New Zealand. That's how bad it is in New Zealand, okay? It's so bad in New Zealand. Okay, could it be a strategic like movement that could, so New Zealand will become an autonomous, it already is autonomous region of China, but it becomes full-blown Chinese takeover. They already got the 5G in, they got everything I think they own a couple of electrical dams, electric hydro there, right? Portuguese, being a language spread on all continents, is official in several international organizations. One of 20 official of the European Union, the official language of NATO organization, and more. Well, it's the official language in South America, It's the most organized language in Africa. It is. Oh, Michael. Yeah, it is. It's actually very organized in Africa. And it's spoken in parts of India and spoken in Portugal and then spoken in Macau in China. Yeah, small countries easier to control, and that's why I'm thinking New Zealand is getting the boot to the neck. I think that's why New Zealand is, because it's geographically located just southeast of Australia, and it's way a ways that, you know, people in the United States will say, ah, wow, it was just New Zealand. But no, I think it's very important to take New Zealand, because then you're surrounding Australia, right? Okay, we got somebody coming. My sister-in-law is 56 years old and hasn't had her period for over 10 years. It came back the second she took the jab. It's been 3 months. Could lie, but control can be sad. Brazil has nukes pointed at the USA. Sure, why not? Rope was invented before guns, and trees around long time. Yep. Dubai. What time is it, guys? Oh, my son still has 20 minutes. So it looks like you guys are going to be with me for 20 minutes now. I'm going to head back to my vehicle. Hi. So anyways, that's just it, man. Why you out in the cold? It's not that cold. It's not that cold. It's actually nice. I'm enjoying this. Seeing videos of Quebec curfew. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Deadly. So the new variant, just on the channel here, we're going to make this very clear. It's called Hobo's Ball Cheese Variant. HBCV, Hobo's Ball Cheese Variant. That's what the new variant's called. Chinese QR takeover, yep. Baseball bats would be a good start if you don't have a gun. Guerrilla warfare needs to start in these places like Australia. Lord Humongous in the house. How you doing, buddy? Government lie how your reply may be. Dave, we have heard about a woman getting their period. You know what? Okay, my wife has a friend. She called her today. She's actually been hospitalized now. They kept telling her to go home. She's had her period now for like 4 weeks straight. Like 4 weeks. It hasn't stopped. So she's now hospitalized for that now, because it's been 4 weeks. And my wife is like, yeah, she's like, wow. So I'm letting you know, we know somebody. My wife called her this morning, because it's not this hospital here, it was another hospital in another town, because they wouldn't take her in this hospital. So she's in another hospital now. So she's had her period, but it's not like a little dribble. Apparently, this is what my wife said. It's actually pretty like full-blown strong. And she's always dizzy. Dizzy because she's losing so much blood. Plenty of unjabbed, help wanted signs everywhere here, with 40% of insurance death increase. It makes sense. Anyhow, Happy New Year, Mike says kick assets. Yeah, it's HBCV, Hobo's Ball Cheese Variant, now with Zyklon B. Antifa in Colorado. So, what do you guys got planned, man? It's January. We are what, 4, 8, we are 10 weeks out from spring. 8, 10, yeah, we're about 10 weeks. We are 10 weeks out from spring. I can't wait till spring, guys. No, it's not Hobo Ball variant. No. Hobo ball cheese variant. Hobo ball cheese variant. They've been using these great, variants from the Greek alphabet. They want kids back to remote schooling again. Nitin in India. Nitin right now is in India. He's saying they're expecting a lockdown there in India. Temperature is 0 degrees, zero centigrade. So 0 centigrade. It's actually not that bad. It's actually it's fine. Is the worse than the Delta ball juice variant? I don't know. You gotta, when you run into a hobo, if you see one, say, hey, let me see your ball cheese. Let me see how bad it is. How bad we're going to be affected by this. I know I'm speaking nonsense, but that's exactly what they're telling us. Me talking this garbage to you is exactly what they're telling us too on the other side. The real virus is the woke mind virus, TV programs, NPCs, non-player. Let's Use Cobbler says, it was like minus 45 here. Wow. Yeah, we had minus 30 about a week and a half ago, and it was really bad around New Year's. I just didn't really do anything. I just didn't do anything. The variants, I believe, are to hide the deaths of the ones taking the Kool-Aid. Exactly, that's what it is. They're going to blame it on that. And if you go on the Mike in the Night, guys, go back to Mike in the Night 409 that we just did on Saturday. It was really good. There was a really well detailed article with all the graphs, and that showed that anyone that took the serum, or it worked out to 93% of the people that took the serum or hospitalized. 93%. The graphs are all there. It's all broken down. It's all go to Mike in the Night 409 on Odyssey, because we can't talk about it on here because it's very, very dangerous, illegal discussion. Social credit score is coming to yeah, it is. They need to tie the social credit score to your passports, to this, to that. We got Truth Seeker 2020 in the house. What's up, buddy? Spreading FU. I took 2. Some friends are getting their boosters next week. So comfortable. Too many wealthy people in Australia. Guys, we need to push that. I've been pushing that for months now. FU, I took 2. FU, I took 2. And that needs to be... we got J-Jan in the house. What's up? Nitin says the scams on the COVID relief money is coming out. Oh, yeah. Countries like... India, Sri Lanka, like those kind of, they're gonna start like cracking down on what's going on with what money and blah blah blah. Especially if it's money they need to pay back for some shit, they're gonna find out where that money went. Only 3.5 billion is recovered, and that is only less than 5%. Oh, of the money, 3.5 billion bucks. Wow. Why? Well, that's only 5% of it. That's a lot of cake, man. Why are all the punk rockers I know complying? I thought they were supposed to be all about anarchy. No. The punk rockers weren't about anarchy. They were anti-government, right? They weren't Antifa, but they were anti-government. They were anti-society, the skinheads, the punk rockers. They were anti-government. And if you're anti-government, you're anti... whatever there is they're trying to sell you to, whatever they're trying to poke you with, you're anti that, right? So we need to talk about World War III and Mike in the Night. We need to discuss the angles here, because what I'm afraid of, it's going to be socialism against fascism if there is a world war, and that's what's concerning me the most. Okay, the socialists win, then what? We're still screwed. The communists win, then what? We're still screwed. So it's going to be a war, but they're going to, I guess, a war that they're going to be like, I guess for a front, is the next thing. Because they already pulled the trigger on the pandemic now, and we discussed that back in early 2019. That was the last resources they had was to start a hot war and to pull the trigger on a pandemic. So they chose the side of the pandemic because they feel that maybe we're at a time now that we've lost so much over the years. There will be no winners in this war. Thank you, Nitin. One world religion is coming. The Pope will be representing that with Christians in Abu Dhabi. You know what? They could present whatever they want. You know, my man is Jesus, man. That's my man. That's my kind of guy. Keep $0 in the bank because they will tip you upside down and clean your pockets soon. Yep, they're going to go into negative. If they might go into negative interest rates. So I've gotten reports from people in Australia that we had Buddy on Mike in the Night in Australia. He told me, and I verified it today with a friend over on the Gold Coast, who's a regional manager of a decent sized bank. He told me that if you have money, like what the window used to be like this, we're gonna lend at 4% and we're gonna pay you 4% for your money. So if the bank lends you $1,000 at 4% VIG, they're gonna have to, on your savings, give you 4% VIG on your savings in return. They have to give you back 4% on your savings. So if you have $1 million, you can make $40,000 a year just in interest payments from the bank. But what I've heard is interest rates are going up in Australia, but in savings accounts, they're going to go to negative. So you're going to have negative interest rates in your bank account, so you get punished for saving, and interest rates go up. You see where I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this shit, right? So they're going to get us on every angle humanly possible. They want a one world religion, one world government, and one world currency. It's not going to work. 17 trillion to military contracts in Afghanistan. Of course, it's all about the contracts. Remember back in New York, the mafia back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, they were fighting over waste management and garbage contracts between families because that's all they had left, because they lost the racketeering, lost all the major racketeering windows, basically closed. And the mafia was stuck with waste management for so many, until pretty much, I think it's starting to dissolve now into different unions now. But it's like they've taken it. You see, that's what I'm seeing. The governments now, they're fighting over like who they're going to control, who they're going to take over, how are we going to carve this up? You know what I'm saying? I rinsed my bank account and win as much as that I can debt and pay them back and not pay them back a dime. Buried it all in the back. Yeah! Underground in a silver and never gonna find it again. Warsaw Pact invasion would have come via 3 main paths through West Germany. I bet food doubles in the next 3 years. Yeah, I bet food doubles in the next 3 quarters. I'm not joking. We were looking at double-digit inflation like, what, 8 months ago, 9 months ago. And there was really nobody reporting the double-digit inflation anywhere. No one was talking about it, right? Mike, double-digit inflation. Housing went up like 140 to 100%. I told you about Amerifornia. I wasn't joking. Once Trump was out of office and Biden came in, Biden can move things quicker when it comes to destruction. Biden could ruin stuff a lot faster than any other president that has ever stepped into office. You know, Trump with his BS. You know, he's surrounded by a lot of criminals and this whole thing about taking the jab and stuff and all this other BS. He's ruined. It's ruined. So again, there's no true grassroots to the ground. You know, and that's why people need to communicate and need to properly organize themselves to understand what is what, where is what. Where is the Hip Hop American Music Act? Obama did massive damage. Yeah, no, Obama was pretty bad. Like the Fast and Furious scandal, whew, giving weapons to the Mexican cartel. Wow. Because Mexico has the agriculture, Mexico has the good weather, Mexico has the manpower, Mexico's middle class is growing. So here's what America's going to do: give them a bunch of guns to the cartels. You got to be kidding. Obama controls Brandon. That's correct. Let's go, Brandon. Ontario lockdown January 5th. Rinse your bank accounts. Happy New Year, Mike. To you and your family from Jasmine and Hiroshi. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. Hope everyone's enjoying their beautiful Monday here. President Ronald Reagan and the Soviet double agent Oleg Gradvalsky, who later told the West how close the Abi Anchor 83 exercise had brought the Soviets to ordering first strike. Yeah, I remember that. Really early 80s. They might, may they go destruction. Their ugliness is exposed. And then someone says Costco and Walmart won't get locked down in Ontario. Will they? Well, no, they can't because they're going to be the again, and then give it 10 years. No, not 10 years, too far. Give it 5 years. All the Walmarts and all the Costco's will become federalized because they're going to shut down everything that's mom and pops, private sector. Watch the Costco's and the Walmart become federalized. Watch. You think I'm kidding? Walk out with your cart and don't pay, someone says. Rusty Bethema. Keep your eyes on China. Oh, China's everything, man. China's been making huge moves. China started really making these moves in 2010. Big ones. You know, they were buying up California in the 80s and 90s. They were buying up parts of New York in the 80s and 90s. They were buying up huge infrastructure, like electric telecom companies in the really early 90s in Brazil and Argentina and places like that. Now, you're going to see, unfortunately, the sad part is Jamaica is now an autonomous region of China. I just spoke to my friend, a good friend of mine, and he was telling me that right now it's like the highways, the new bus terminal they built, the new trains they're building, the new everything in Jamaica is all owned by the Chinese communists, right? So we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be a very interesting time to be around, to be honest with you guys. A very interesting time to be alive, you know? But someone saying, keep your eyes on Germany. They are looking for a strong man again. European Union, Russia, and China. We don't even factor in it anymore. Nope. Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, and probably England or the UK now, is completely irrelevant in the world right now. Like, just completely. The only people that are relevant right now are the Americans because they're armed. They're the only ones that are free because they're armed. Well, Mike, you know, no. Well, no. You go to somebody's house and tell them what to do, and they're armed. You go ahead and do that. You tell me how that goes. Right? Someone comes to my house and they're armed, and I have no way to defend myself. You know? Has anyone seen The Raven? I haven't heard from him in about 2 weeks now. He sent me a message, something about what was it? I think he was talking about Porno Pete. I can't remember, but he sent me a message of a meme, right? Canada is not a country. Canada is a corporation. The only Canadians that are free are in the ones in the red states, turning their states into sovereign republic nations. Yeah. Like the Republic of Texas, it doesn't need to be part of the Union. What are you going to be part of the Union for? Who cares? Why do you want to be part of the Union? If I was the Republic of Texas, I would 100% like gain independence from the rest of the Union. I wouldn't want to be part of the Union. The Union is a dead idea. It's dead in the water. The Union died once globalism and you know, the people weren't buying from their own people, and the exporting stopped, and like back in the early 70s, right, when Richard Nixon took the America off the gold standard, it's done. America died. When John F. Kennedy died, that America died that day too. A lot of people could argue that America died when. Some people argue that America died the day John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Some people argue America died when what's his name there? Richard Milhouse Nixon took America off the gold standard. Some people argue that America died when they lost the Vietnam War. Some people argue that America died in World War I when they announced the Federal Reserve, when they implemented the Federal Reserve Act, or when they implemented the Income Tax Act, or when they implemented. So there's so many ways you could say that but America's been getting hit. You know, it's been slowly deteriorating, right? The Roman Empire took a couple of 100 years to completely evaporate. You know, yes, they are armed, but they are against the forces of AI, artificial intelligence. Yeah. See, I feel a lot safe being in Canada knowing that my neighbor to the south, that like regular people are armed. If I didn't have a country south of me here that wasn't armed, like where the people were armed, I'd actually be very scared being in Canada. I'd be scared because you have to disarm, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of people in the States, right? So I think 280 million people own guns in America. And they don't own one. They own like 13, 12, 10 guns. Millions of rounds. The International Academy of Digital Arts and Sciences, which selects winners of the Webby Awards, was created in 1998 by co-founders of Tiffany Shallon, Spence Ante, and Mayan Drissen. Question might be, that is why I say rinse your bank accounts. Lord Humunga says he has 8 guns and he's given some of them away. But I don't know, guys. I just very yeah, I'd be very, you know, honestly, I'd be scared. If I was in Australia, I'd be shitting my pants if I was in Australia. Island nation that's going full socialist communist. Whew, I'd be shitting my pants if I was in Australia. I'd be shitting my pants if I was in New Zealand. 100%. 100% I'd be shitting my pants if I was in those countries. The nearest armed country from those countries, like where the citizens are armed, would be the United States, would be the nearest to. Well, answer this to me. What other country close to Australia has armed citizens? It's America, right? I'm just thinking of all the other countries. There's Timor, there's Indonesia, there's, I don't think the citizens of Japan are armed. I don't think Japan's there, but I don't think the citizens of Japan are armed. I think the nearest armed country where the citizens, China's army's got, yeah, I'm not talking about like armies. I'm not talking about military forces. I'm talking about citizens. The average guy sitting in his car has got 3 handguns. That's what I'm talking about. Right? That's why they've been trying to disarm America for the last 200 years. right? Because the Americans won't put up with tyranny from the government. So I'm just trying to figure out what is the most citizen armed country where the citizens are armed. Citizens have more weapons than the military. There's only 3, says T-Square Talk. There's 3? Which ones? No, Japan's not armed. No, I don't think Japan. I don't think South Korea's the citizens are armed either. I'm just trying to think what would make sense in that area. Like, no, I think the nearest armed countries. Yeah, only the USA. The nearest armed country to Australia and New Zealand is America. Yeah, America's stacked. Oh, no, I said there's only 3 guns in the... Okay, that's T-Square Talk. Guys, don't forget to check out T-Square Talk channel. He does some live streams there. Hey, T-Square, when you get a minute, if you don't mind, link up your channel to Odyssey. It does all the work for you. It transfers all the videos for you, and it does all the work for you. You don't have to do anything. Go to Odyssey and say, port my channel, and it ports your entire YouTube channel on Odyssey for free. Everything you've done, all your tags, all your thimbles get moved over. So if there's an emergency on YouTube, you don't have to worry. Yeah, Kevin's saying total insanity. Yeah, I think citizens need to have the right to load up on guns, because when tyranny moves in and there's no way to defend yourself, you're in a lot of trouble. The Great Canadian Peso. Yeah, I made that video like 6 years ago. I think it was 2014? I don't know. The Great Canadian Peso. Thank you. I will look into it. Don't even know what Odyssey is, but I'll... Like T-Square, go to Odyssey. Odyssey, ODYSEE.com. Type in Mike in the Night. Episode 409 is on Mike in the Night there. I can't have Mike in the Night on YouTube anymore. Watch Mike in the Night episode, not 409. Was it, guys, which one was the episode where I was ready to punch my computer screen in? Was it 407 or 408? Yeah. Odyssey is exactly like YouTube. Odyssey is really good. It's getting better, and everyone's been moving there. But I recommend that you simulate or copy your channel over. I promise you. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, because Rumble's deleting videos. Rumble's still deleting videos, actually. We got somebody here from Kelowna, BC. It's like 2 hours east of me. Yeah, baby. Kelowna. It's like 2 hours east of me here from where I'm at. Antonio! Marcaste um gol.
No.
No?
No, the white team scored.
The white team scored? But you did okay, right? All right, queres ir para casa?
My skates, my new skates is like moving around and around and around, and I just doing the balance.
But you did okay? Good boy.
Look at that.
All right, guys, Antonio's here with me. Para aqui, anda para aqui. Anyways, we're gonna head on home now, and thanks so much, guys, for watching and tuning in. Say hi. Everyone's saying hi to you, Antonio. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, that's my little hockey player. Hockey's good. It's one of the very few sports where you're still allowed to fight, right? Come on, baby, give me your hand. Come with Daddy. The van's warm. Daddy's been running the van the whole time. The van ta Cant. But yeah, hockey's the only sport where you can still fight, right?
I'm 13. He's my friend. He played with me. He's like I like all around to him. But he's like he's keeping going on to me.
Is he on the white team?
Yeah.
Oh, other side, baby. Other side.
Yeah, he's played with me. And
Va på ett lot.
where?
Yeah, go around. Anyways, guys, have a good night. God bless. Stay strong. Don't believe all the BS they try to feed you, because that's what it is. and we'll talk to you soon. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'll do a few videos through the week, but I'll see you guys on Mike in the Night on Wednesday on Odyssey. Go to Odyssey, check it out if you haven't yet. Get over to Odyssey, create an account, and get paid. Get paid in crypto. I'm getting paid in crypto. And the crypto you guys keep sending me is helping out.
I'm thirsty, my water.
Queres água? All right, bye guys.
Bye.